we're going to be doing spaghetti bridge probably for the next couple weeks. What you guys are going to do is you're going to break into small groups. You're just going to get a pound of pasta. The goal is going to be to make the bridge that can hold the most weight out of everybody in your class. Alright? So, before we go into making the actual spaghetti bridges though, I want to give you guys a little background on bridges and how they work and what the ideas are behind them. Just that you're not shooting in the dark, pretty much. But this is actually a bridge I found online that held a lot of weight. It was a pretty good design. And as you can see, it's got kind of this arch shape, which we're going to talk about later and how that helps support it more weight than just a straight beam bridge. So this is the most basic kind of bridge. What's up?
Does this count as a robotic grade?
This will count towards your robotics grade, yes. 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 So this is the most simple kind of bridge. It's a beam bridge. It's flat. Yeah. What'd you say? Oh, so you're going to get glue with the pasta to help hold the bridge together. It won't just be putting the pasta pieces in pasta pieces. So this is the most simple kind of bridge. And it's not very strong compared to the other types of bridges. Mainly because all of the weight, it has no way to distribute it. It just sits on top of the bridge. So you're welcome to try and build this bridge with your spaghetti. Just put them all in a big bunch and do them together. But I can pretty much guarantee that if you take that pad, you will lose. And this is a much better design using this sort of truss support. What this is it has these triangles. And triangles are going to make your bridge a much stronger shape, whereas if you didn't use triangles. And does anybody have an idea why triangles might be stronger than any other kind of shape? Right. It's not so much the base.
It has the pasta on both sides.
Well, what's going to make a triangle stronger than a square?
Rectangle?
It doesn't lean, is a pretty good answer. So the real thing about a triangle is that if you have three sides of fixed length, there's only one triangle you can make. Whereas this square could also make that shape. So with the triangle, it's never going to be able to change its shape. But if you make a square, you can also make a square, and it's going to be more pliable. So a triangle gives your bridge a lot more rigidity than it would normally have. Yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, you're going to make a spaghetti bridge. So whoever makes the bridge that can hold the most weight is going to win. I haven't decided yet.
A grade. A gift card.
Yeah?
$50 gift card.
All right, Jeff. First of all, let's not base up on this. We can discuss prizes later on. Can we get through this so that you guys actually know how to try and win these? So the first hint I'm giving you is that using triangles is going to be better than using squares or just a straight beam bridge. All right? So there's another kind of bridge, which is the arch bridge. And the real advantage to an arch is that shape. And what happens is any weight you push here gets distributed down and into the legs and pushes down and out. So it's kind of like that first bridge we saw in the very first picture, was that big arch shape. So any weight that gets on that is going to be distributed evenly over the whole bridge as opposed to placed in only one spot. Yes?
The shape of the bridge, it looks kind of like a semicircle.
Yeah. An arch is that semicircle shape. So if you have that half circle, that's going to be the arch. All right? And that helps push the weight out onto the supports on the edges as opposed to keeping it all in the middle. And here's sort of the kind of arch bridge that you can make, because you're not going to be able to build sort of the arch on the bottom. You're going to have to build the arch over the top, like the other kind, like the bridge we saw in the first picture. Yeah. So you see this bridge has the arch over the top and uses that to support the roadway underneath it.
Oh, plus it has triangles.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see that the arch actually has triangles built into it to give even more support inside the arch. Yeah, this is an actual bridge. I think this one was in Australia.
That's so pretty.
Yeah,
I'll look good at next.
I wish I could see Sydney.
it could be. I don't remember exactly where, but that is a city in Australia. So, this is sort of the most basic arch you can do, is this shape right here. And all it's designed to do is push the weight out onto the either edge. So if you're going to be building an arch bridge, make sure you have that shape in it. So the other option you have is a cantilever bridge. This is the 59th Street Bridge, the Queensboro Bridge. So a cantilever bridge doesn't really raise, but what it does is it actually balances over these 2 points. And to sort of give you a better idea of how a cantilever bridge is meant to operate, you can see these guys, by making, it's less than, what it does is it pushes all of the weight into the 2 posts on either side, and it can support a lot of weight in the middle. So this would be a harder bridge for you to make out of spaghetti, but you could certainly try something like this, but the problem is it has to be significantly longer than the span. Yes?
That bridge looks kind of like the one you went to Rockwood Beach.
Yeah. So the one disadvantage of this bridge is that it only clears this area in the middle here. And so your spaghetti bridge is going to need to be about 10 inches apart here to build a significantly longer bridge than you would otherwise need to build. But it is an interesting design in that using the weight, it's able to sort of balance this weight in the middle and support that, as opposed to some of the other bridges which don't have that feature. So the last kind of bridge is a suspension bridge. Yeah, this is the Golden Gate Bridge. And this is sort of the most common kind of bridge.
Suspension bridge.
And I'm not really sure how you would make this into a spaghetti bridge, but I thought you should know about it, first of all, because it is a bridge type you're going to run across a lot. And if you could make a suspension bridge out of spaghetti, that'd be really cool for you to see. So I wanted to let you guys sort of see this design. Yes. The paint is
Supposed to be
reddish.
golden.
I'm not really sure. I thought it was the color that gave it the golden.
Maybe the sunlight. I'm not.
Yeah, it can also be the sunset. I'm not sure. That's something I should look up.
I think the color was supposed to be golden, but then after a while it acquired rusty.
So, a couple things to note about this. One of these down here, triangles. Again, pretty much every bridge design, even if it's using one of the other designs, has triangles incorporated in it because of the
Why does it have triangles?
What's up?
Why does it have triangles?
Triangle is a 3-sided shape, and if you set the length of each beam and don't make that variable, there's only one triangle you can make, so it's never going to shift. Whereas if you make a square, with 4 equal length beams, you can shift it like this, and this is going to put a lot more stress on the joints than if it's incapable of changing, those angles. And keep in mind, your weakest point in your spaghetti bridge is always going to be the point where you glue 2 pieces of spaghetti together. Right? That glue is going to be a whole lot weaker than a bunch of spaghetti strands together. It's pretty easy to, if you glue 2 together, it's pretty easy to pull them apart. Whereas if you take a bunch of spaghetti strands in your hand, you can break them. But that's a lot harder to do than pulling 2 pieces apart.
There's the Lego.
So,
But that still has squares.
on the actual beam. Yeah, but the thing is, these squares, it's literally just the weight only going down to these pillars. So there's no weight really being held here. This is just a space keeping them apart. So I also want to test you guys' knowledge of bridges a little bit. So if you know the name of the next bridge, raise your hand.
I know.
All right, what is it? Well,
It's Manhattan.
that is the Brooklyn Bridge. This one is the Manhattan Bridge. They're separated by, I don't know.
Yeah, Jake was actually no for real.
That's Manhattan Bridge. Which one is this? No?
Arizona.
Nope. Nope.
I think it's,